The LA County police say that they have it under control. Carrying a flag is not illegal, as you know. What did happen in 1992 was so different from what we're seeing now. I mean, that was a real riot.
Video after video has shown that these agents are the ones provoking protesters and also making up, aggression by these protesters that later video shows people were not aggressive.
We are having an administration that's targeting peaceful protests, people that are there to protest. The president is sending the National Guard because he doesn't like the scenes. He doesn't like the scenes of people peacefully protesting.
The unrest is isolated. LA is home to millions of people, most of whom are having a normal day here on Sunday.
You know, you've heard reports that there are riots on the streets of Los Angeles. That is not what's happening across the city of Los Angeles.
Governor Newsom's right. There wasn't anything like a riot happening on Friday, Saturday.
We just witnessed a protester thanking a National Guardsman for his service here in California.
LAPD, by most estimates, had this under control last night.
No, I don't think the National Guard is needed now. Things in LA are calm. There was a protest that got a little unruly late at night.
There have been no violence where anybody that was protesting hit anybody, shot anybody, threatened anybody. Nothing has happened.
What is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn.
Most of those demonstrators were very peaceful. They were chanting, they were shouting. People were driving by, honking their horns.
And I say this as a former party chair, when there is a large gathering of people, the anarchists see it as an opportunity and they move in. So always have to be careful whether you see a burned car, a broken window, or whatever it is. It may be the exuberance of the moment, but it may be the anarchist setting in. I heard one of the former police chiefs of Los Angeles speak about this on Sunday.
This is about all of us. This is about you. California may be first, but it clearly will not end here. Other states are next. Democracy is next. Democracy is under assault before our eyes. This moment we have feared has arrived.
Breaking just moments ago, NBC News reporting that ICE is preparing to deploy tactical units known as special response teams to 5 Democratic-run cities. Those cities, Seattle, Chicago, Philadelphia, Northern Virginia, and New York. It's not clear if these raids will begin immediately, but all special response teams in those areas have been told to be ready to deploy.
Hey guys, Carlos here. Just got done dropping my son off at Hockey Academy. As you guys know, that have been following me. It's about an hour away. And that's what dads do. We're intentional. We want the best education. We want the best for our kids. And we're willing to do whatever it takes, right, to make sure they get a great Christian private, in his case, hockey, his craft, and Christian private schooling. Because as you know, the public school system is a prison sentence. That's what it is. That's why they have concrete walls and the whole thing is designed like a prison. So if you hear my voice shaking, it's because I'm driving my lifted truck and it's a truck, man. That's all I gotta say. It's a truck. And anyways, I wanted just to talk about like the markets. Like I know there's a big emphasis on crypto and like what Bitcoin is doing and J-Proof and Solana. But I also want to make sure that you guys understand that if you're completely emotional about a certain stock price, it doesn't even have to be crypto. It could be a home. It could be a mutual fund. It could be a LGBT-based fund with Vanguard. Whatever it is, if you're getting emotional about a certain stock or crypto, you have too much invested in it. And this looks like, in a way, if you know you have too much invested in, you start blaming others. You become the victim. You start gaslighting. You start becoming that weak person that you are talking about. You actually become a fraud. So what I mean by that, it goes with everything. When you get in a car and you're at a red light and someone rear ends you, whose fault is it? Many of you are not going to understand this, and that's okay. I'm not here to cater to your feelings. But if you get in the car and you turn the start button on and you're at a stoplight and someone rears into you, is it your fault or is it their fault? 99% of the people will say it's their fault. And you know, there's something called in Florida a no-fault state, and I didn't understand this, but I see their position. You basically take the risk of getting in a vehicle knowing that you could die in your car. You could die in a car accident. But regardless of that, because you're a good driver and you have experience, you know you're not going to get rear-ended, or the likelihood of you getting rear-ended is diminished because of your experience. I'm driving right now. I am taking a risk, even though my eyes are on the road and I'm hands-free. I am taking a risk by hitting somebody or getting hit. That is called taking ownership and responsibility. So when you invest in your 401k, when you invest in the bank, when you invest in crypto, when you invest in gold, when you invest in anything, you are taking a risk. This is why I have Green Money Solutions. This is why I'm a retirement planner, because I want to take risk out of the equation from your retirement. You cannot base your retirement on the stock market anymore. You just can't. Or in crypto, or in gold, or in real estate. We have interest rates that are going to come down eventually, but they're manipulating interest rates. That's a whole nother segment. We have a commercial real estate crisis that is literally about to pop any day. We have inflationary issues where the Fed is sold out to the banks. We have an illegitimate Federal Reserve System that doesn't belong to the government, let alone it's illegal for them to actually impose taxation. There's so much stuff to talk about there. But the whole point is that you have to take risk. You can't avoid risk, but you also need to understand the risk that you take. Red money is red money, regardless of anyone's opinion. You have mutual funds, you have crypto, you have gold, you have silver. You remember how safe silver is and how safe gold is? Oh, I have storage units, I have chicken feed farms, I have land. Okay, great. Where's the guarantee? Where's it in writing that your principal is guaranteed? You have to take responsibility. And the moment you start gaslighting others, you are just showing that you're a complete pussy. You are a complete weak. You are completely weak because you're inexperienced. And you know what the Bible says? The Bible says, actually, my people suffer from a lack of knowledge. So this is where I get to the point that you need to hire professionals to help you in everything. I hire professionals. I have a coach, I have a business coach, I have a lifestyle coach, I have a therapist coach, I have a coach in everything, on my trading, my masterminds, everything. I have a coach for everything, because there's people that are better. There are people that are better thinkers than me. There are people that are better traders than me. There are people that are better financial advisors. There are people that are better health gurus than me. Okay? So find a coach in your field that you want to get better. And if you don't have one, or you don't have the money to, then learn or ask if you can be mentored by someone that is better than you at what you want to be good at. You know, when I became a financial advisor, I didn't know what a corporate financial advisor was. I didn't know any of this stuff about the Luciferians and the New World Order and the lizards and the robots. I had an idea, but I didn't know. So I was 18 years old. I went to every single bank and I said, who's the guy that deals with the stock market? And I followed them when Wachovia was Wachovia and A.G. Edwards. I wanted to become a financial advisor, and they laughed at me. They're, oh, you're just a Puerto Rican kid. You don't know nothing about money. That's what they told me. You need to look like an Italian or Jewish, or you need to change your name. You need to shave. You need to stop wearing gold. You need to look the part. And honestly, I believe that. I didn't change my name, but I believe that you have to look a certain way, because at that time, image was a lot to me, because I was young. I was only like 21 years old. I didn't have gray hairs when I first started my business. So what I'm getting at is you got to take responsibility with your investments and in life. If your children are failing in school, is it their fault or your fault? It is your fault. So my father flew down, and he's here this week, thankfully. My father flew down, and he was on a flight, and he had to sit in the back of the bus for whatever reason. Yeah, maybe he booked the flight late. I don't know. We booked it late. But anyways, he had to catch a flight, and they were like in row 20 or something crazy like that. And my mother was traveling with my dad. And my mom's diabetic. She needs medications. Long story short, someone grabbed her carry-on with her medicine. And my parents grabbed that other person's bag because they had similar luggages. So my mom gets home and she's all crying and frantic. She's like, oh my gosh, my insulin, my pills, whatever. And she's like crying because she doesn't have her medication. And my father calls, and I'm not trying to throw shade at my dad, but my father was like, you know, it's your fault. You took my wife's bag. And I heard him say that. And that is a victim mindset. It is not that guy's fault. It is your fault, Pops. You should have been diligent enough to know that, hey, before I land, maybe I should locate my luggage so no one takes it, right? That is called taking responsibility. My father didn't do that. He blamed someone else. And when you blame someone else, guess what? You're irritable. You're poor. You become codependent. You become an evil person. You bash others. This is a crab mindset mentality. You bring others down. This is what victim mindset does. And at all costs, take it away. It's good to own the good, the bad, the ugly. It's good to own. Responsibility creates freedom. Like if you have problems, take ownership and see how faster you get through it. It's harder at first, but there's freedom. If you make a mistake, own it. If you own an asset, own it. If you have a liability, own it. It works financially as well as spiritually. That's what God wants you to do. He wants you to own your sins and confess it to him. Cast your cares upon him. Like legit says, cast your cares upon him. Well, if you're blaming others and you're not taking responsibility, you don't want the care. You don't want the worry. So you blame it on someone else. And so therefore, you have no victory and you become broke-minded and you become a weak person. And this is an attitude that is detrimental to your masculinity. This is a mindset that's detrimental to your family, if you have one, and to your business. So I just wanted to say that when it comes to the stock market, take responsibility. When it comes to investments, take responsibility. And more importantly, the S&P 500 literally just broke even. We were in a downward trough for about this whole year. And just last week, the S&P 500 is up about 0.5% today. The NASDAQ is up about a little over 1%. So we've been through all of this terrorist war and this fake stuff, all this crap. And the NASDAQ literally just came back and the S&P 500 came back. Now, I believe when the negative GDP quarter numbers come out later this year, we're going to start to see a massive, massive sell-off. And I want you guys to be prepared for that because those options calls are going to be ultra sexy on the pricing on it. If you're trading, if you want green money, if you want retirement secured, I've talked about banking laws. I've talked about, when you have money in the bank, the FDIC only has 0.74% of your money in a bank in the cash reserves versus an insurance company has dollar for dollar if they're A rated. And if not, then they're possibly B rated or C rated. And you don't want to move forward with companies like that. Even though I have before and they're still good, I prefer a strong company with dollar for dollar reserves, depending on your state's availability. Now, The other one is securities laws. Securities, you need a licensed professional to give you advice on your money, but you are subject to all market risk. You are subject to whatever the pricing is that day, and the markets move on supply and demand. So just know that when you're in red money, that means crypto, that means meme coins, that means stock prices, that means ETFs, that means your mutual funds, your gold, your silver, pretty much anything that has a ticker, even your home. Now that Zillow has a ticker on your home because you've been tokenized, you're going to have to take responsibility there. That, hey, maybe this asset isn't guaranteed. Maybe it's safer. That doesn't mean it's guaranteed. So if you want to buy a $5 million home in the island somewhere because it produces a great dividend or a monthly residual, you have to take the risk of the mortgage interest rates. You have to take the risk of tourism. You have to take the risk of what if a hurricane comes through and blows everything out? A HARP hurricane. There's so much risk involved. There's no guarantee that it's going to work out. However, that doesn't mean that if it doesn't work out, we gaslight everybody. So it's important to understand that we don't believe the noise from other people. The charts don't lie, and your emotions will literally create a belief system that could lead you astray. So that's my word right now. I wanted to share that with you. If you would like for me to look at your retirement and give you an honest opinion, a God-fearing based mindset, and you want to avoid the CBDCs and you want to avoid all the risk in the stock market, and you actually want to grow your retirement, then give us a call. We want to talk about green money, not red money, but actual green money, accounts that have guarantees that's principally protected. They're backed by insurance companies, A-rated carriers. Hopefully they're in your state. They're in most states. They're just different versions. And I want to make sure that that you get the right option for your retirement. All you got to do is go to CortezWM.com, book an appointment at AmericaFirstRetirementPlan.com, or give us a call, 813-448-3446. We love helping God-fearing patriots that believe in the cross, that believe in the red, white, and blue, and that do not want to fund this woke agenda.
Don't buy an annuity unless you know how to double your money within 4 to 6 years. I'm talking about no fees, principal protection. The market goes down, you lose nothing. You get an annual statement because your money's not invested in the stock market. It's only credited by the index. And what is the number one index that I can find? That's going to be the NASDAQ. That's going to be AI. That's going to be technology. That's going to be healthcare technology. What are you doing not investing in that? You want to be able to have access to a principal protected account with no fees that has complete growth. If we look at the actual index, if you look at the NASDAQ, in 08, NASDAQ was down 41%. We made 53% the following year, a 19%. A 2%, a 16%. In 01 and the .com bombs, we made 49, a 10, a 1. And so right now the NASDAQ is down. It's a great time to get in. When Trump got in 2016 to 2020, the NASDAQ yielded over 100%. You can now effectively get into the NASDAQ without risking your principal, have principal protection, have no annual fees, and get your gains locked in. This is not found in your mainstream broker. This is not found on Wall Street. As a former stockbroker, I wish I had access to this to my clients. Give us a call. We want to help you, and we can work with all 50 states. God bless. Let me say my disclosure here. For anyone watching this, this is not investment advice. I'm not allowed to give investment advice over a podcast. However, all the information here today should be used for information and education purposes only. If you would like financial advice, give us a call, 813-448-3446. We give financial advice for a living. We also have a podcast. And this is not some opinion of some influencer or someone that's popular on the internet giving financial advice. Like, I literally do this for a living. And so I want you to understand that there's a lot of psyops on there. There's a psyops in the pharmaceuticals. There's a psyop in the actual financial world. There's a psyop pretty much with faith, with religion. More importantly, in the doctrinization of the weakening of Christianity and the cross. There's a psyop about masculinity. We see it everywhere. So as I was talking to many clients, they're like, why in the world are people not talking about green money? Why aren't they talking about securing their retirement? And the fact of the matter is, you know the answer to that. The answer is because the banks want you in the stock market, even down to the actual state level. They want you in the market. The banks want to make their commissions and their fees. And there's a lot of lobbyists and a lot of money to promote that agenda. You don't have to look too hard. Just look in your mailbox. If you're over the age of 60 or you live in a predominant neighborhood, you'll be getting an invitation to a dinner talking about switching strategies on my Social Security, or plan your next retirement, or the top 5 mistakes retirement people make. You need to come to this seminar. And I promise you, 90% of these seminars are going to be funded by companies that advertise during the Super Bowl. Now, it gets deeper than that. There's walk-in fees. There's mutual fund wholesaler fees, variable annuity fees that actually pay fees to the broker, to the person peddling the product, so that the consumer purchase a high expense ratio consumable product. Some of them are good, some of them are terrible, but at the end of the day, it's red money and you're funding it. The whole reason why I started this podcast was to expose this. The whole reason why I got into this is because many people don't even understand the fees that they're paying. They don't even understand that, hey, if I have $100,000 with a company that uses whales during the Super Bowl advertisements, like Pacific Life, I won't mention any others, we call them killer whales. There's a way for them to pay for the Super Bowl ads. There is a way, and it's through unknown fees. And we want to continue to expose the fees that you probably don't even understand. And that's okay. You don't have to understand them. Just know that the fact that you don't know the fees scares me, worries me. And you should always ask your advisor, hey, what are the actual true costs that I'm paying? I know you make a fee, ask him what that is, he or she, and it should be transparent. It should be around 1%. Anything more than that is negotiable. Right? But 1% typically, or even lower if you have millions, is the standard. It's not a secret. And more importantly, they should sign off on it. All my clients on the advisory side sign off on my 1% fee. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. You want to make sure that those accounts are growing so that my little measly 1% becomes a bigger fee-based revenue for my firm if I'm doing my work. We don't need to have this discussion of trading, of discussion of, hey, is my money safe? When you don't even understand if you're being feed to death or not. So I encourage you, give us a shot. Let us look at your current portfolio, even if it's an arbitrage type of situation. Let us look and find out your portfolio fees. Because I promise you, when this market crashes and it comes back up like it did just recently, went down 25%, we're up 25.5%. Many of you are questioning, how come the market rebounded fully and I didn't get all my money out? I didn't get my money back. What happened there? Well, the fact of the matter is your broker or your advisor, from my experience, has never changed anything. And the ongoing fees literally dragged your portfolio down, so you never had the true rebound of just holding the actual ETF. There's no need to buy mutual funds anymore unless you have a 401k, and that's the only thing you can buy. I totally get it. But just know that the 401k you don't even own. Just like the money in your bank account, you don't even own. You are a participant. The money in your Coinbase account, you don't own. You are a participant. Your money is in exchange. And guess what? There's a bank bail-in. Hopefully not. Knock on wood. Hopefully not. But they legally have the right to take your money. I've said this ad nauseum. They legally have the right to take your money. Just through the bank bail-in process, through the Dodd-Frank Act of 2010. So this is not a secret. You can look it up. This is real. And what I encourage everyone to do is call your bank and ask for the account documentations, particularly the privacy notice statement or actually all the disclosures that you signed when opening up a checking account. If you don't believe me, read through it and ask if there's a table of contents on the disclosure packet you did sign. Some call it adoption agreement. It can be an account application agreement. If you have an IRA and a money market at a bank, well, the bank can steal your IRA. It's that simple. If you have a CD, a certificate of disappointment or certificate of disappointment or depreciation is what I like to call it, you legally certified a deposit for them to take the money. In exchange, they're going to give you a measly 4.25%. And you better hope it's compounding, because what the banks do, what they like to do is they like to give you simple interest, or even worse, a teaser rate interest. So, hey, this bank is paying 6.25. We got to get it, baby. We got to get it. It's FDIC insured, bro. FDIC insured, bro. If your bank is FDIC insured, congratulations. You are participants of the FDIC insurance scam. Congratulations. FDIC only allows 0.74% of the cash reserves to back you up. So this is why during COVID or any liquidity crisis, you simply will be told how much you can take out. Don't you guys remember face diaper grabbing era of COVID? You go in there with your face diaper, or else they wouldn't serve you, or they wouldn't service your account because you weren't you didn't have a face mask and stay 6 feet apart. It was to the point where you had to get vaccinated and show your stupid card to walk into a bank if you were lucky to have a branch. Guys, they can do this with your money because you don't own the money in your bank. So part of the color of money process, the whole thing I'm about, is knowing the colors of your money. We have red money. We have green money. We have yellow money. Each and every color has its own set of laws. And if you don't understand this, you start saying stupid stuff like, man, these people stole my money. Man, I lost the money in the market. Man, I had $10,000 in my name and now only have 1,000. And I blame the banks. I blame this. No, take responsibility here. The Bible says my people suffer from a lack of what? Lack of knowledge. So let's learn the colors of money. Let me just repeat myself here for like the 40th time. And I will do it till nauseum because this is the platform that I have. And this is what I do. Red money, just so you know, red money can be anything with unlimited losses, unlimited gains. That is your crypto. That is your gold. That is your precious metals. That is your stocks, your bonds, your real estate. Everything that has a ticker going up and down is considered red money. The problem is that all of America has a retirement in red money. All of America wants to make a gazillion bucks and be greedy in red money. Now, red money, not all red money is terrible. You just have to understand that it's red money. And if you put too much money in it, you're too emotional because you have too much money in it. Let me give you a hint. You got too much money in it? Don't put that much money in red money. What you need to understand is that there are safe products that have guarantees on your principal. I said it. It's illegal for many financial advisors to say the word guarantee in the red money space. The reason why is because there's no guarantee on securities, and red money is securities law. Red money has the definition of investments is risk. Literally, you can look it up. It involves risk, and you can't put guarantees on risk. Simply put, unless you go into insurance contract law world, green money. Now, green money has ability to contractually guarantee your principal, of course, by the strength of an insurance company. That's why we want to work with A-rated insurance companies. They have the ability to protect your principal. Now, they can follow the indices like the NASDAQ, like the Transition Barclays Index that I love. It can follow the QQQ, which I love. You can literally follow the index The same one that you're invested in the red money and take all the risk and pay all the stupid fees to all the people that you do not like, that doesn't support your agenda. But when you have green money, you literally control your account. You are protected. You are anti-CBDC. This federal government cannot do anything with your green money. O.J. Simpson, when he killed his freaking wife, legit killed his wife, got incarcerated for stealing more memorabilia. The Brown family could not access his green money account because he had a great advisor. Now, I don't advise criminals, and I'm not saying you're a criminal, but this is how amazing this is, because Wall Street does not teach this. Wall Street does not want you to know that there's accounts that can grow just with the same type of equity-like returns in red money, because the banks cannot make money off of you. You literally own the lion's share of all the volatility that you are due. And it is my stance to be the David and the Goliath on Wall Street. Screw people's feelings. I could care less what they say. At the end of the day, I want to protect your retirement. I want to promote the cross. I want you to have a successful retirement, because that's why my purpose is literally to protect God-fearing patriots, utilizing my gifts and my strengths so that you can excel while promoting the cross. That is it. That's my purpose. And green money allows me to do that. Green money allows you to secure your retirement, to get out of the CBDC-like tokenization process, the social credit score process that is already here. It's not coming. It's already here, guys. They're just slowly unrevealing it little by little. And you're like, oh, man, guess what? I went to Whole Foods, and all I got to do is this, and I scan. They have my biometrics. They got Clear. When I go to Clear on the airport, they already have my eyes. This is amazing. All they're doing is building a social credit score so that they can track, trace, and control you. Secondly, we've seen it now. They're putting the passport on your Apple Pay. They're putting the passport on your phone. All you got to do is click the side button twice, Face ID it, boom, and your passport's there. Already digitized, already tokenized. It's here, guys. I told you that last year I bought a car for my father-in-law. Very modest people. My in-laws, they're only on Social Security. I just bought them a condo. They don't even know it yet. They don't listen to my podcast. They speak Spanish. And they're here legally, by the way, because they're Puerto Rican. Yeah, they don't know. So I'm going to share that video once I do surprise them. It's going to be awesome. But anyways, I said, hey, can I get a paper title, right? I want to own the link. I want to own the deed on it, the title. And he laughed at me. He said, yeah, you can email the DMV and it's in their blockchain. Everything is already digitized. I said, what? Okay. So yeah, your car is already tokenized, guys. I mean, it's there. There's so much stuff that is coming down the pipe the next 2 to 3 years. It's going to blow you away. Pretty soon, you don't have to drive your kids to school anymore. Tesla just announced that their self-driving cars are going to be available, and now they're going to have a child feature in there. Basically, you just pack your kids in a self-driving car, and it drops them off at school, and it drives home, and it picks them up. Like, literally, that's what this is going down to. So, there's so much things to talk about, guys. But what I want to do here today is I just kind of want to update you on the markets, because that's what I love to do. And also, speaking of technology, we live in a society where we have all these plastics. We have all these. Look, I'm not a doctor or anything by any means, but the crap that we're consuming on a day-to-day basis, from immunizations as a child, to the air that we're breathing, to as we step outside, the chemtrails, just so many things that we have in our blood system that is toxic. And I know good water is good water. We get our water filtration systems from AmericaFirstWater.com. Amazing fluoride-free ionized water. Technologies from Japan and we brought it over here in America, and that you can have it. Their water filters are amazing, and it's not cheap. They're $3-4 grand a machine. You can click on AmericaFirstWater.com and get you some amazing water. But pure water is essential. I mean, you have to have pure water that will help you live longer. This is why the Japanese live longer. But more importantly, there's people that have been vaccinated and injured. There's people that have diabetes. There's people that have cancer. There's people that have consumed all these parasites. Up until now, we have FixTheBloodUSA.com. This is a new sponsor I'm bringing on, a new self-sponsor, actually. And this is a huge, huge blood cleanse that has transformed many people's lives. Now, I'm not making any promises, but I am saying just try it out. It's just a simple spray 4 times a day on your tongue. Tastes like 3-day-old wine. And it's doing miracles for so many people. I've heard people reversing diabetes. I've heard somebody fix their nose that had parasites on her nose, skin-eating disease. I heard it being used on animals, lesions on animals and skin, and healing and basically growing back to a point where it didn't even exist. Like, this stuff is completely amazing. I want you to try it out. You can just simply just buy the spray. I think it's like $55 right now, and just get it, try it out. And if you don't like it, cancel it. It's not a big deal, but try it. I want you to have the ability to live long. I'm going to grow your assets. I'm going to teach you how to grow your assets and protect it from the horrible Luciferian ways on that Wall Street is killing you. But I can't do anything about your health. That's on you. That's completely on you. But go to FixTheBloodUSA.com and just get it. Try it out. So here we are, guys. Want to just kind of give you an update real quick. I got to go to dinner. My parents are in town, and they're having a blast. They're legit having a blast. I haven't seen my parents in like 8 months. It's been terrible. I know. I've been busy working and just so much stuff with 4 kids and hockey and them having their own programs and tutorings and doctor's appointments and neurological appointments for the kids. Just so much stuff that we just forget to just stop and call mom. So mom, if you're listening to this, I love you, and I promise to be a better son. I let life get a hold of me because I'm so focused on the kids that I forget about my own self. So I publicly announce that I love you, and I will be a better son, flying you down every 3 months so that we can have fun at home. All right. So here we are. This is the S&P 500, guys. Now, we've made a full retracement back to before the market crashed back in March, right? In beginning of end of February, market was at a straight decline. Boom. And we thought the world was going to end there. Remember, it literally went from like 6,100 all the way down to, what was it? 49.65. Just a massive 1,000-point drop. So over 25% drop, just bam. Now we have a full retracement back, a full reversal back, I would say. And we are at its 61.38 would be its peak. And so we've recovered from the lows, obviously. We needed a good another 2% to fully recover. But a lot of people have called me and said, hey, the market's been coming back up, but I'm not making any money. And that's because when you have mutual funds or variable annuities or even high management fees, you're not going to make all of this. This is someone that actually invests in the S&P 500 and didn't sell. So that's the misconception here. Do not look at the S&P 500 and correlate that to you and say, you know what, the S&P 500 is up 25% from the bottom. That's bro investing. It's not up 25% from the bottom if you didn't start from the bottom. You started at high and then you sold low because you panicked. And then you didn't buy back in because you didn't trust the ramp back up. And then you basically got FOMO'd and lost all the upswings, and you're still in treasuries or cash. Now, treasuries is great for those of you that want to just play it safe in the sidelines. At least you're getting your 4 or 5% dividend. Nothing wrong with that if you're older. But if you're trying to grow your retirement and build wealth, you have to be able to be comfortable with red money. The only benefit with red money right now versus green is that you have access to your cash immediately, but you're going to go through all of the volatility if you want these returns. And if you want triple the volatility, you just go to SPXL, pay a higher management fee. It's the same chart, but 3 times the growth. And even SPXL, one of my favorite ones, you could save into this monthly, literally for 10, 20 years and have millions of dollars, 20, 30 millions at the very young age of 55, 60 years old. So if you're 40 years old, you should probably be putting $500 a month into this, $1,000 a month, because in 20 years, you would literally have over $10 million. Like, seriously, just look it up. You can go to any compound calculator, get the historical returns of the S&P 500, times it by 3. You have SPXL. There is a bunch of slippage. There's a lot of fees. But if you dollar cost average into this for the next 10, 20 years at $500 to $1,000 a month, you would have north of $10 million. Well over $10 million. This thing is powerful. This is how you build wealth. You screw your feelings, screw anyone says. It's about you and your retirement. Now, this is not investment advice. It's for education and information purposes only. So I'm not recommending this. I want to make sure you understand. However, if you want something like this to set you up, give me a call. I can help you, 813-448-3446. If you are younger and you still want the triple compounding, but you don't want to go down with the markets, there is green money. And for green money, I now have access to QQQs, which is, dude, this is so impeccable. This is like insane how amazing this is. Market comes down, full recovery, as you know. But just imagine being able to go up with the markets, and the market crashes, goes down. We stay level. We're the blue line here. Market goes back up. We stay level. Market goes down. We make nothing. We lose money. Market comes back up. We go up. We're already beating the NASDAQ on our green money accounts. And I have an A-rated carrier that simply will protect your principal for the rest of your life with no fees and no risk. You just got to give me a call. We're available now in all 50 states. I just don't work in Hawaii because you guys are like on a totally opposite side of the world. And unless you want to work via email and a few phone calls here and there, I can work with you. But yeah, the time difference is a huge, huge problem for us. I don't look good at 2 o'clock in the morning on a phone, nor can I do anything. However, I want to help everybody. I want to help God-fearing patriots all across the U.S. that do not want to fund the woke agenda, that want to protect their principle, that literally believes in the message that I want to secure my retirement and I don't want to fund this woke agenda, this evil Luciferian agenda. And the only way you can do that is to get out of a Luciferian 401k and get out of those big broker banks and actually hire a fiduciary that believes in what you believe in, that legit believes with you financially, spiritually, relationally, politically, medically. And that way we can have a free reign of conversation. We can connect. We can get deep at emotional and intelligent level. And it makes a lot of sense because these instruments are not available at your big banks. You have to have an independent fiduciary to help you navigate and protect and pick out all these things because they're not available at the banks. Isn't that something? So if that's you, give us a call. We want to help you. You can make all these returns plus some because there's no risk. Unless you want to just spend $500 a month or $1,000 a month, risk in your portfolio, dollar cost averaging. Hey, it works. You can do the Dave Ramsey thing. It works. But he likes red money. He wants you to be in red money. There is no such thing as green money in his eyes, which is ridiculous. Who are you really selling out to? But anyways, guys, I can't just stress enough that you need to have green money solutions working for you so that you have the ability. You need to have green money solutions working for you so that you have the ability to create an environment in your home, in your retirement, in your life, so that your principal is protected, so that you have the ability to withdraw money and your account is growing with the index and not losing anything. The only way you lose is you took your money out. Simply put, we have so much contractual insurance on your money. The reinsurance companies are A-rated, and your state literally backs everything up dollar for dollar up to a certain amount. The banks, they don't have reserves. So my clients, my listeners, they want reserves on their money. They want to be able to know that, hey, if I need $100,000, I can have a company that with billions of dollars in assets, no question, all verified, that they can get their money, and they don't get the treatment of, you should have gave us a heads up. You should have called us, Mr. Johnson. You should have said, hey, can you make an appointment 3 days from now and then we'll have your $100,000? Like, you don't want to hear that from Bank of America, Truist, or your local credit union, because that is real language. That is real language. When the recession does come, try taking out your money, if it's 5 or 6 figures, in your checking account and see what they say. Do you know that most account agreements limit your withdrawals? They will limit how much you can take at a certain period of time. I want you to think about that. You put $100,000 in and you want to take $100,000 out. Why don't they have the $100,000? You just deposit it. Think about it. Because they already loaned it out. And they don't only need 0.74%. They only need $740 to reserve your $100,000 to say they have FDIC. That's the financial banking world. And there's billions of dollars in the banks, and people are sleeping on this like you wouldn't believe. There's no need for all that. There really is no need for that. So we want to help you. Go to CortezWM.com. Speak to one of our licensed consultants, myself or Josh, and we want to help secure your retirement. Simply put, doesn't matter what kind of money you have, IRA, Roth, 401k. We've heard all the horror family stories, big money, little money, institutional money, money in the mattress. It doesn't matter. We want to give you advice. So just give us a call. You can also download our free guide at AmericaFirstRetirementPlan.com. If you give us a call, you book an appointment, I'll send you a copy of my free book. I'll even sign it. No cost to you. Just my appreciation of you supporting our show and giving us a shot. We want to send you a book. And this book is a gem to me because I literally lay everything out I've learned in 20 years and the agenda that these people have on Wall Street and how you can protect your principal and have America First Retirement Plan for you. More importantly, I want you to clean your blood. So all you got to do is definitely go to fixthebloodUSA.com. Get you a few sprays. It's very simple. You can auto subscribe. They're $50-$60 a month. And if you don't like it, then cancel it, right? Also, so many good things on the product front. Everything that I promote, I've tried, and the stories are just powerful. So go to fixthebloodUSA.com and we'll get you some sprays, some Hercules sprays. There's also a topical cream. So if you have anything topical that needs some care, try it. You will not regret it. God bless you guys. I'm out of here. And don't forget to ask Jesus into your heart. Do not forget to ask Jesus, is my name in the book of life? And if it's not, then simply ask him into your heart and make sure that you stay in prayer every single day. Make sure when you wake up, you are grateful for the air in your lungs. That's all I can say. There's no need to be an atheist. There's no need to be a Buddhist loving guy or Muhammad, because Jesus is king. And he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me, simply put. And so I want you to understand that no matter what happens to me, no matter what happens to this podcast, no matter what happens to your money, Jesus is king. And the only thing that matters is your name written in the book of life. That's it. Anyways, if you haven't taken your Primal question yet, there is a link. It's free. You can click on it and see what your primal question is and ask God to help you understand what that means. My next podcast, I'm going to be talking about how you can find your strengths to help your primal question. Some journeys I've been going through, and I want to share it with you guys. So enjoy the funny videos of my parents driving and playing air hockey while they're here. And I love you guys. God bless. And I'll talk to you soon.
You see, I'm good, right?
What happened, Ma? Well, you're stuck.